A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. Let's start off with a look at the stories that made it to your headlines this afternoon.
Heavy congestion along a number of roads in Colombo. Solutions for the issues faced by disabled war veterans. Minor floods in a number of low-lying areas of Gaul and Mathura. A house in Imadua under the rubble following a landslide. Hillary Clinton claims a narrow lead ahead of US election.
Starting off with your local news, Lotus Road in Colombo has been temporarily closed down. According to the police, the road was closed down due to a protest march. Our correspondent reports that heavy traffic congestion has been reported in the area due to the closure of the road. Secretary to the Ministry of Defence, Karunasena Hettiarachchi, expressed views to the media regarding the disabled soldiers' protest.
The disabled soldiers receive a minimum salary of 65,000 rupees from the government. They had 28 questions. 25 out of them have been resolved and 3 remain. 2 of the remaining problems were also resolved by submitting cabinet papers. They only speak of one issue, which is their pension. We have already told them that we will resolve the matter by changing 2 sections of the Armed Forces Pensions and Gratuities Bill under the instructions of the President. We are suspicious of them, as even after providing them this news, they engage in protests. Why are they doing such things? We cannot simply open a drawer and give them money. We need the permission of the Parliament. This has been entered into the 2017 budget. Accordingly, their demands will be met by February next year. That is all we have to say.
Now stay tuned to News First as we keep you updated on the recent developments of the US election. Moving on to more news at home, the highest rainfall in the past 24 hours was recorded in Kendagoda, Gaul, with a recording of 165.1 millimeters. The Department of Meteorology says that a rainfall reading 163.7 millimeters was recorded in Badegama, Gaul, while a reading of 114.6 millimeters was recorded in the Talagawatta area. The southern province is under immense threat owing to the adverse weather conditions. Heavy damages were inflicted on a house in Kabaragala, Anugalaha, after a mound of earth had collapsed onto it. The disaster was captured on a mobile phone of the owner of the house. Our correspondent said that no casualties were reported following the incident. Meanwhile, 5 houses were damaged in Imadua following an earth slip. The mountains in Batagoda, Imadua is now under an imminent threat of a possible landslide. Meanwhile, vehicular movement along the Imadua-Akurasa main road was restricted following a landslide along the Imadua-Akurasa main road. The Alapalaha junction in the Gaul-Dikumura road has been inundated owing to the rains. The Disaster Management Centre says that the water levels of the Gin and Nilvala rivers are rising rapidly due to the incessant rains. A correspondent said that the water levels were at 4.2 meters by 7 a.m. today. The Badegama-Nagoda road and the Badegama-Adahalia main road have been flooded. A correspondent said that the low-lying areas located on either side of the Gin River have been flooded. The 3-story houses located in Yakkala Vidyavatta area along the Colombo-Kendi main road has collapsed. A correspondent said that a shop which was built on the first floor of the building was declared open yesterday. The building had collapsed at 12 last night. No casualties have been reported. The water levels of the Nilvala River increased rapidly due to the inclement weather conditions. One of the larger crocodiles that calls the Nilvala River its home entered the Veradua area yesterday with the increase in water levels. Our correspondent said that the crocodile was seen in the Veradua area around 10 p.m. last night. Wildlife officers and the police attempted to catch the animal after reports were filed by area residents. After a lengthy operation, the animal was captured and later released into the Nilvala River. Several operations were launched in the Munaragala district yesterday to drive away wild elephants. Operations were initiated in the Velavala Hadapangala area. These operations are being headed by wildlife officers of the Velavala and civil security forces. The wildlife officers said that during the course of the operations, the elephants will be directed towards the Yala Wildlife Reserve. These operations will be in effect for 3 days and will end a day after tomorrow. MP Vimal Veeravansa was summoned to the police FCID today to record a statement over the alleged misuse of vehicles belonging to the Presidential Secretariat. However, police said that even though Veeravansa arrived at the police FCID, a statement was not recorded from him since he was unwell. Veeravansa expressed the following views to media after arriving at the FCID.
They have about 130 questions. I am not sure, but that is what the officer has been having all this time. I don't know who gave the questions to the officer. I think I have only given the answers to 30 questions over the past few days. Therefore, I would like to request for an alternate date.
In more local news, Sarath Veeravansa, the brother of MP Vimal Veeravansa, has been further remanded until the 16th of this month. He was further remanded after being produced before the Colombo Fort Magistrate on the charge of misusing vehicles belonging to the Presidential Secretariat. Sarath Veeravansa was arrested earlier by the police FCID. Moving on to more local news, Parliamentarian S.M. Marikar attended an event at the Servatius College in Mathura.
The prize giving of an inter-school competition organized by the Islamic Society for the 18th year was held under the auspices of Minister S.M. Marikar. I have forwarded a proposal to Parliament to ban private tuition classes from Sunday morning till noon for the students until grade 9 in order to make religious education mandatory. It will come into effect if we garner the support of the other 224 members. The reason to put forth such a bill is because we believe that a generation of students with discipline will contribute for a better future.
An event was held in Gampola yesterday to vest the several newly carpeted roads with the public. The event was held under the auspices of Minister of Higher Education and Highways Lakshman Kiriella.
During the event, fertilizer subsidy checks were handed over by the minister to 700 small-scale tea estate owners. COPE members engaged in media briefings once their meetings ended and spoke about the investigative process. This devalued the report. However, the Prime Minister did not cast aside the COPE report. He advised me to forward the report to the Attorney General. Now it is in the hands of the Attorney General.
2 individuals who attempted to illegally transport 5 kilograms of gold to India by boat have been arrested in the seas of Thalemana. The Navy stated that the suspects had concealed the stock of gold aboard a dinghy boat and disguised themselves as fishermen. The suspects are residents of Mana Silavathura. The suspects and the seized gold are to be handed over to the Jaffna Customs Office for further investigations. And with that, we conclude lunchtime news on TV1. Your latest news update will come your way at 1:55. For the News First team, I'm Charlene Benedict.